Well, I'm Kimani West from Fivetran. I'm a technical recruiter here. I've been with the company a little over a year now. I mainly recruit for engineering, product, and analytics. So who is Fivetran? Who are we as a company? Fivetran, we are a startup based in Oakland, California. We started around 2013 out of a Y Combinator. Today, we have a little over 550 employees across 8 countries. So a global company, really excited about the people that we have here, as well as our potential and our product. We've built a company that allows everyone to bring their authentic selves to work every day, which fosters a culture of inclusivity and belonging. And now what do we do? So Fivetran, we are basically a data pipeline as a service or an ETL tool. If you look over to the left, you'll see the different connectors. We basically help companies pull data from these different options of applications, databases, events, files, and functions, pushing it through our pipeline and into a destination or a data warehouse like a Snowflake or BigQuery. Very technical stuff, but our value add is really helping companies move their data and access their data in a way that saves them time and resources. Usually companies have to hire engineers or even engineering teams to build these data pipelines. But Fivetran, we're just a quick setup into the company's environment before we're off and running. Today, we're working with a little over 2,000 customers right now. Moving on, our core values is something that really sits with me. Our first one, integrity. It's really about what you do when no one's looking, you know, how you are prideful in the work that you do because of you knowing who it's going to impact, our customers, as well as the group that's around us. Beyond that, initiative is our next one. And that's really just being proactive in the work that you're doing, not waiting on someone to tell you to do something or ask you to do something. It's about seeing that opportunity and really attacking that. And then the last one, which is my favorite, one team, one dream. That's something that we see embodied every day here at Fivetran. We're really big on collaboration, cross-functionally, as well as within each department. We never hesitate when it comes to meeting with each other, when it comes to working on the product or working on like people functions like hiring or even culture. I've had conversations with different hiring managers, like part of the meeting will be about hiring, and then the other part will be about improving the diversity and inclusion initiatives at the company. So, you know, it's really cool to see us all stand together and help each other tackle some of the challenges that we're facing. So today, you know, I want to talk about our internship program. We have plenty of job opportunities, but I think the ones that are most fitting are kind of our like entry level internship programs. We started a program called TEP. That's Tech Equity Pipeline Program. And it's basically our way of giving back to the community. We understand that a lot of roles at tech companies usually require some sort of experience or like a degree in that field or something like that. So this cancels all of that. We're doing away with the typical requirements that a program usually has. And this program really hones in on a person's passion and personal interest. Our top 2 internships that I'm working on right now we will have one for technical writing. So while most of the time a technical writing role will ask you to have some sort of experience, this one is more so based on, you know, your passion for writing. And, you know, maybe you worked on the yearbook in high school, or you studied literature in college or something like that. You would qualify for this role. And then the other one is a product internship, which would place you on our product team, working closely with our product managers as well as engineering. Again, those roles usually require you to have some sort of either a business degree or a technical degree. This one wouldn't need any of that. It's really your organization, your hustle, and your ability to work with a number of different people. So I encourage you all to check those out on our website. There's more information about the TEP program as well as the specific jobs. And I know we have other internship opportunities coming up here in the near future. Let's talk about the hiring process a bit, because I know a lot of people who are earlier in their career get a lot of advice on the best way to land a job. You're often told to reach out to the recruiter that works for the company and send them a message, and try to find your way in there, which is great. But I would encourage you all to apply first. It's cool to see people reach out directly regarding an opportunity, but it shows a bit more of that initiative, one of our core values, when you actually take the time to apply first. That way, once you reach out to a recruiter like myself, you can say, hey, I've already applied. Let me know when you have time to chat more about this opportunity. I'm really interested. Then we're able to look at the message that you sent as well as your application kind of side by side, and give you some quick feedback, whether we think we can meet immediately, or if there is any improvements or anything that needs to be changed, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I encourage you all to do that. For us, the hiring process starts at the application and then goes to the recruiter screen, which is you just talking to a recruiter like myself about the overall opportunity, as well as your interest and maybe any experience that may be relevant for the role. Then from there, we usually like to have you speak to the hiring manager. This is going to be the person that you work closely with throughout your time here. So we think it's really important that you get that exposure early on in the process. You can hear more about what the day-to-day duties of the role entail, and be able to explain your passion and experience for this type of work. From there, there may be some sort of technical screen or something like that. But then it usually gets to like the virtual onsite these days. And the best part about that is like the exercise. Each of our interview processes have some sort of exercise where it allows you to display your skills that are relevant to this position. Again, if we're having a role that doesn't necessarily require as much experience, we won't really quiz you on that kind of stuff. We're more so seeing, your transferable skills and how they can fit into this opportunity. Here are some handy links. Again, fivetran.com/careers will show you all of our openings. I don't know what this apply here link is. And then if you have a question to like the recruiting team, or you've applied and you're really interested, feel free to send us an email at recruiting@fivetran.com. It goes to all of the recruiters and then a few other people that are in the process. We can see what role you applied for, and then the correct recruiter will respond from there. And that's all I have. Any questions? I'd love to hear. I can answer them. And then I also have a few people in the comments that are answering questions as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kamani, for giving us that awesome presentation about how cool Fivetran is. Marnay and Jonte are in the chat. They've been answering questions. As mentioned, you can head to either click the apply button below the video, or head to fivetran.com/careers to see open positions with Fivetran. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I will kick it off here and just let's find some questions. Do Fivetran engineers build Terraform and use GitHub command language, or what kind of things are you looking for in engineers?
So those things help. I think for all of our engineering roles, Java is very helpful experience, as that's our main programming language. And then beyond that, someone that's really collaborative. Our engineers work with other teammates that aren't engineers, like product managers and design. So being able to be like a good team player is a great trait to have. I see another question that Jonte just sent me. Given that our startup company was founded in 2013, would you say that the company is still experiencing growing pains, and how did COVID impact the company? Growing pains, I mean, we're definitely growing. I don't know about the pain part. I mean, technically, yeah, being startup, still trying to like make our name in the space. It's not as easy during the pandemic. A lot of people are, hesitant to join a startup company with these, questionable times. However, we just try to point at our success and our revenue, and how we, consider ourselves on a rocket ship. Hey, Kevin.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Just got a question about how COVID impacted the company. And I was just going to say, I joined right at the beginning of the pandemic, in a time where a lot of companies were doing a lot of layoffs and moving like backwards in that sense. And we've just been growing ever since. And I think it's due to our business. You know, companies need data now more than ever. So we are helping them gain access to that data and make business decisions. So yeah, more hands on deck have been needed since the beginning of the pandemic over here.
Awesome. Kimani, did you want to be sharing your screen still? Because you've got your Slack.
Oh,
Sorry.
where's my team at? No, I'm just playing. Let me stop the share.
There we go. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Let's see what else we've got here in the chat. Let's see. We have a lot of questions about different opportunities with Fivetran. Are there IT help desk support roles? Are there let's see what else we've got here. Project manager roles. What kind of roles are you looking to fill?
A little bit of everything, right, Kevin?
Absolutely. And I apologize for being late. Sorry. But yeah, if you look across the board, so we're split into two main areas here in the North America. So we have a tech team, which Kamani is a big part of. And then there's a go-to-market team, which is basically everything non-tech, which is a team that I'm a part of. And so there's a lot of different opportunities. If you look at us, you know, obviously we are a SaaS-based engineering company. So our three biggest areas of hiring always will be engineering, sales, and then customer support, customer success. Because you gotta build the product, you gotta sell the product, you gotta support the product once you've implemented it. So those are always our three largest areas of hiring. If you look at our headcount trends out through the rest of this fiscal year, those are going to be the big three areas. But we've always got all this, you know, other areas around. You know, on the tech side, you've still got the product, you've got the, you know, analytics, you've got security, all those types of roles that pop up. On the go-to-market side, we still have design, we have marketing, we have legal, you know, all these other types of areas around there, finance and accounting, all these types of deals. So we've got roles across the board, and then internationally, globally, we still have those different hot spots depending on which part of the globe we're looking at. So we built some fairly large engineering groups in India and in Russia, and then some sizable marketing corporate type areas around Dublin, London, and now in Sydney. And we just opened up a couple of new hires in Singapore to expand kind of our sales and sales engineering roles. So we really run the full gamut across the board.
That is awesome. Lots of growth and lots of opportunities at Fivetran, which again, you can see by hitting the apply button below the video or going to fivetran.com/careers. We've got a question here from a couple of people actually. Are those internship positions that you had talked about, Kamani, are those in person or are there remote opportunities with that?
So they're going to start remotely, as we're all working remotely for the foreseeable future. Eventually, we do want to get back to our downtown Oakland office, and we do recognize the benefits of this intern being able to commute to that office sometimes. I don't think we're going to be back in the office 5 days a week, probably closer to like 2 to 3. But yeah, I think the best bet would be able to commute to the office when we go back.
Awesome. Katie asked, how flexible are startups like Fivetran when it comes to a lack of a degree or entry-level experience?
We're very flexible. In our everyday roles, we don't require a degree. We look for that experience and that interest. But for our internships, we look for even less experience. You know, really the person, your potential and your passion are what's gonna get you in the door here. So don't let not having a degree deter you from applying. Of course, we do need you to keep some sort of a level of professionalism, but that can be learned.
Awesome. Let's see what else we've got in the chat. I have a question. Can you just talk? I know you talked a little bit about those like core culture values that Fivetran has, but what do you both love about Fivetran and being part of the company and the culture there?
Kevin, I'll let you handle this one.
Oh, we're both going to answer this one, Kamani, but that's okay. But I'll go first. So I'm relatively new to Fivetran compared to Kamani and some of the other people. So I just came on board in January. So I'm about 4.5 months in. And it's been a tremendous experience. I've obviously, you can tell from the beard that I've been around industry for a while. going on about 26 years in recruiting industry back and forth and just business as a whole. And I've been at very large corporations, been at multiple startups and things kind of in between. And really and it obviously with it being COVID related and everyone working remote, it's kind of been a new experience. But I can tell you from personal, the onboarding was one of the best that I've ever had, even though it was fully remote. And it was really based because of the people, the teamwork exhibited, the camaraderie, the collaboration that all came about, everyone wanting to help, everyone wanting to pitch. Anytime there's a question posed, our Slack channels are constantly, being filled up and going off all throughout the day with people asking questions. And nothing is considered off limits, nothing is considered, a silly question or anything like that. Everyone is more than willing to jump on a call with you, jump on face-to-face, whatever you need to do to help push it along, jump in and do some of the stuff for you to help you kind of get your work going. So from a culture perspective, it's been one of the best experiences I've had in, my 26 plus years of business. So that's been my favorite experience along the way. And then I'll let Kamani kind of speak to his.
Yeah, right on. I always go back to the core value of the one team, one dream. Similar to Kevin, I joined remotely, never been to the office, never met anyone in person. So it was a different onboarding experience than what I was used to. However, the team really banded around me in helping me kind of get ramped up into the environment. I met with different leaders of departments and different managers and things, and people never hesitated to meet with me to answer questions and different things like that, which really helped me get acclimated into the environment and meet more people that way. So yeah, the people is probably like my favorite thing, and it's what's keeping me here, definitely.
Awesome. That is so great to hear. Kathy asked, does Fivetran offer any support for employees in either certifications or in their education?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have this thing called Fivetran Learns. I actually just went through it myself. I took a course through San Francisco State, and it was relative to HR and kind of what I do at work. So I think it was reimbursed. We get a stipend of up to like $1,500 per year to go towards any type of educational learnings that you're doing that's going to support your professional development.
Perfect. Let's see what other questions we have here. We've got just a few minutes left. Is following up to that question from Kathy. She also asked, is Fivetran flexible and working with hours for those who are going back to school or in school right now?
Kevin, what you think on that?
There is some flexibility around it. These discussions have come up in the leadership calls before. Obviously, there are core business hours where we're going to need a certain amount of your time to be available for to interact with the team members and things of that nature. But we do have some flexibility around it. Obviously, with everybody working remote, I mean, outside of just even school hours, there's people that have kids at home and families and other types of things they need to take care of. So, as long as the work is being done well, the performance reviews are up, and you're there for a certain amount of the core hours, I think we do have some flexibility around it. But if it becomes, it's one of those things where it's going to be monitored on an individual basis, right? The manager's going to have to keep a close eye to make sure that it's not affecting your work performance or the team's performance. Otherwise, someone may have to step in, but we do have some flexibility around that.
Perfect. I've got a question from Carol. Would entry-level applicants that are coming from coding boot camps or any of that is coming from like a non-traditional background any different at Fivetran, or is there anything that they should know about that?
No, we actually encourage that. We had our lowest position right now is software engineer 2. So you would probably need a bit of like real life work experience, but we do have people that have gone through boot camps and things like that and have been successful in our interview process. So, once those level 1 openings come up, we certainly encourage people from, different backgrounds to apply.
Cool. See if we've got any more questions here. Stephanie asked, where can we look into for more information on the internship positions or the TEP program that you had mentioned?
So I would encourage you all to go to our website, fivetran.com/careers, to see the different openings. On the page, you'll see there's so many jobs on there. But if you like just do a search for internship, that should come up. And then we also have a blog post about it. I think I can't remember. I usually just start at fivetran.com/blog. And then you can search, if you search equity, it'll come up there. I'm trying to figure out the exact URL for it. We'll maybe put it in the chat. But that's the blog post that really talks about the internship program as a whole.
Perfect. Katie asked, how does Fivetran ensure that they are a diverse and inclusive company? Are there employee resource groups at Fivetran?
Yes, we have a few of them actually. I was able to start our employee resource group for our Black identifying members, so BFN, Black Fivetranners Network. Beyond that, we have one for women as well as one for the LGBT community and Latinx as well. So we do have a few of those ERGs that, allow for inclusivity once you're into the company. Beyond that, we do have recruiting programs and initiatives to make sure that we're continuing to interview and hire people from different backgrounds, ethnicities, genders, and all that stuff.
Perfect. Andrea asked, do the recruiters and the hiring team at Fivetran do informational interviews if you're just wanting to learn more about certain positions or any of that?
So we do from time to time. There's so much time being taken up on like actual positions that we're hiring for that we don't like encourage that as much. We would prefer you to at least have a job that you're looking for, or at least a certain position that we have open for you to apply for. But, our recruiters are pretty open in connecting with different people that, could be a fit or really interested in what we're doing, and we're willing to chat more.
Awesome. And what is the best way for the YearUp folks to connect with the recruiting team here at Fivetran?
So beyond the, applying for a role, I'd say look us up on LinkedIn. I'm pretty easy to find, linkedin.com/n/Kimani West. I think Jonte and Marnay are in the chat as well. And then beyond that, if you have a question around a particular role that maybe you've applied for and haven't heard back or would like some more information on, I encourage you to reach out to recruiting@fivetran.com.
Perfect. Let's see if we've got anybody else in the chat with questions. Tanner asked a question. He said, what kind of projects would these YearUp folks be working on when they're coming into Fivetran? Are there any big company projects that are going on or anything like that that you can talk about?
So projects would be related to the role. We try to give you like real life experience as if, you're another member of the team. So for the technical writing group, you would be doing some shadowing early on, and then we would actually throw you projects to do on your own. The same with the product internship. So the work that you'd be doing would be directly contributing to the business.
Awesome. Let's see if we've got anything else in here. Once again, everyone that's asking about specific roles, you can head to fivetran.com/careers to see all of their open positions. And then you can also hit the apply button below the video for that. I think we have answered all the questions, and we've got a few minutes left if anyone else has questions. But thank you so much to Kimani and Kevin for being here, and Jonte and Marnay for being in the chat. We love having y'all in the chat and on the video so that we can answer all the questions that we can. And they're doing a very good job because I'm out of questions because they're answering everything faster than I'm getting to it.
There we go. One team, one dream.
Love it. Love it. All working together. So if you would like to connect with any of the folks from Fivetran, you can connect with them on LinkedIn. You can hit the network button below the video to message them on Fairstream and hit the apply button to see jobs, or head to fivetran.com/careers to see their open positions. So once again, thank you so much to Kimani, Kevin, Marnay, and Jonte for being here today. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. And I think we're going to have office hours right after this.
Oh, yes. Yes. Open networking. Sorry. We'll
Yeah.
have open networking. Open networking is going to be at 3:40 Pacific time. right? I'm thinking about this too hard. Yeah.
That sounds right.
It says 4:40 on my calendar because I am an hour ahead of you guys. But yeah, so we'll have open networking, which I highly recommend everyone go to. You can talk directly with these recruiters and employees from Fivetran to learn more. You can ask them very specific questions that maybe I missed in the chat and talk face to face with them. So definitely hop into their open networking session. And we appreciate your time, y'all. Thank you so much for being here.
All right. Thank y'all. Have a good one.
Thanks. Okay, bye.